Hello and welcome to Recyclist. It's June 30th, 2025. I'm your host, Eric Provost, and this is your weekly roundup of all the biggest news stories from the world of waste, gas, and energy, presented by Diamond Scientific. First things first, and as always, let's take a quick look at the stock market and 5 stocks on the move from this past week within the world of waste, gas, and energy. Going into this past weekend, Waste Management was sitting at $228.26 per share. Forum Energy Technologies reached $20.11 per share. Brookfield Renewable Corp. up to $32.79 per share. Ranger Energy Services now sitting at $244.37 per share. And Ranger Energy Services remaining steady at $12.22 per share. But first up in the news, the North American renewable natural gas market has grown 35% since 2023 alone and added an all-time high 139 million cubic feet per day of production in 2024. This according to a new report published by Wood Mackenzie. The market is slated to add another 70 million cubic feet per day by 2025, bringing total capacity across the continent to 604 million CFD. Texas leads all U.S. states with 73 million CFD of capacity, followed by Pennsylvania at 55 and Ohio at 44 million. Notably, Canada also adds 46 million CFD to the North American total. And up next, 2 Southern Company Gas subsidiaries, Virginia Natural Gas and Chattanooga Gas, have completed new renewable natural gas purchases, adding to both utilities' growing portfolios. The life cycle emissions avoided by these transactions combined are estimated to be just under 19,000 metric tons of carbon dioxide equivalent, which marries up to almost the amount of carbon sequestered by over 19,000 acres of U.S. forests in 1 year. Brian Batson, the public affairs officer for Southern Company Gas, said, quote, "We're leveraging our advanced infrastructure to deliver cleaner fuels, which is part of our commitment to providing sustainable solutions for our customers and communities. These transactions are the latest examples of how we are supporting emission reduction efforts aligned with our goal of achieving net zero direct greenhouse gas emissions from operations by 2050. End quote. And up next, SWANA Executive Director Amy Lestison-Burke recently sat down for a new Waste 360 Q&A to talk all about the organization's new RCON, a brand new event series to premiere later this year in November 2025. In part, Lestison-Burke said, quote, "We've launched registration for RCON, rolled out new technology, engaged in advocacy on a range of topics, entered into new arrangements with partner organizations, and more. I've been visiting SWANA chapter and regional events to share the latest updates about SWANA and RCON and to engage with members. These interactions help inform our work. The rest of the year we will continue to plan for RCON. We're working with our technical divisions to organize online symposiums, create new content, and strengthen our safety programs. We want to tell the full story of the industry and showcase the importance of all aspects of it. In October 2024, we held the last WasteCon, which included strong technical content, tours, and an exhibit hall. We are planning all this plus more for RCON." End quote. And next, according to a new press release from Waga Energy, the company has opened a new industrial facility in the French Alps meant to double the production capacity of its signature Waga Box units. According to the company, this new workshop will play a key role in meeting rising global demand for renewable natural gas and supports the company's expansion into 7 countries with the goal of accelerating the energy transition with a reliable, local, and renewable energy solution. The factory will be jointly operated with Ravenant, a company that has been partnering with Waga since their very first Wagabox unit came off the line in 2016. According to Waga Energy co-founder Nicolas Paget, quote, very few companies have the specialized welding skills that Ravenant's team brings. Having our industrial partner on site is therefore a strategic advantage. It allows us to work with confidence. It gives us greater control over our technology and better coordination for future projects, end quote. And just a quick reminder, Recyclist is a registered trademark of Diamond Scientific, an industry leader in gas analysis, instrumentation, and solutions. Do me a favor and check them out online at diamondsci.com. That's diamondsci.com. Or you can even set up a personalized presentation just by calling 321-223-7500. But now, let's get back to the news. Amethyst Incorporated, a renewable natural gas and renewable fuels company, announced this past week that the California Air Resources Board has approved provisional pathways under the low carbon fuel standard for 7 dairy digesters built and operated by Amethyst subsidiary Amethyst Biogas. The average carbon intensity for the 7 approved pathways is minus 384. With carbon intensities ranging from minus 327 to minus 419. Eric McAfee, chairman and CEO of Amethyst, said, quote, the approval of 7 low-carbon fuel standard pathways increases the number of LCFS credits generated by these digesters by approximately 100%. With 11 operating digesters and a 4-dairy cluster digester currently being completed, we have additional pathway filings in process that we expect will be approved more quickly than these initial pathways once the LCFS regulatory amendments are adopted this year, end quote. This past week also saw the launch of a brand new company, Opus Water. According to a press release from the company, quote, Opus Water is a newly formed engineered products water company providing innovative, reliable solutions that deliver water safely and efficiently in some of the world's most demanding applications. Backed by XPV Water Partners, Opus Water enters the market with a suite of offerings including pipe plugs, strainers, and heat exchangers. Opus Water serves customers across municipal, industrial, and specialty markets where performance, durability, and responsiveness are critical, end quote. And sticking with waterborne stories for just a moment, according to a new report published in the most recent Journal of Infectious Diseases, levels of the COVID virus, SARS-CoV-2, found in wastewater samples accurately predicted by a week the rise and fall of case counts within a community. For the study, researchers took 215 wastewater samples from the Twin City Wastewater Treatment Plant between January 2022 and August 2024. The plant itself serves about 1.8 million residents of the region encompassing Minneapolis and St. Paul, Minnesota. According to Dr. Timothy Shacker, a professor of infectious diseases at the University of Minnesota Medical School, quote, we learned during 2020 that rising SARS-CoV-2 virus in wastewater provided a 2-week heads up of coming COVID visits to hospitals and clinics. This ongoing work demonstrates the continued importance of wastewater surveillance to public health planning for our state's hospitals and clinics, end quote. And lastly, Green Lane Renewables Incorporated recently announced the filing of an additional patent application for its new landfill gas upgrading technology. The application relates specifically to proprietary system architecture and process enhancements that optimize oxygen and nitrogen removal, 2 of the most persistent technical barriers to efficient landfill gas upgrading, while maximizing methane recovery and reducing capital cost. Brad DeVille, CEO of Green Lane, said, quote, Greenlane is committed to advancing the technology frontier in biogas upgrading with the aim of coming down the cost curve and going up the performance curve. We're on pace with the development of our next generation product line that is going to be a difference maker, containing even more inventive content than previously announced. We want to make RNG projects more accessible and scalable by enabling project owners to enhance revenue generating RNG output from their assets while minimizing upfront investment. End quote. And that will do it for your June 30th, 2025 edition of Recyclist, a registered trademark of Diamond Scientific. Once again, I've been your host, Eric Provost, and we will see you back here next week for another brand new episode of Recyclist. Have a great weekend, everyone, and happy 4th of July.